Please be advised this video is for entertainment and or educational purposes only. Always do your own research to make and come to your own conclusions. This video does contain speculation and opinions. Thank you. Gypsy Rose Blanchard, major changes, real or fake? Let's discuss. Gypsy, in a recent interview with E! News, had spoken out about her meeting with Kim Kardashian, speaking highly about the famous Kim K. The meeting together was in plans to help and discuss concerns with prison reform. In the interview, you see Gypsy was still rocking the highlighted hair, but was not dolled up. No fancy makeup, no fancy hair, which makes me wonder why she recently dyed it back to brown and now not wearing the beauty products. I can't help but wonder, is she trying again to change or improve her image, as she had been suffering with a lot of backlash for now pushing to be a star and an influencer on social media? This was where many people have turned on her and done some deep dives on her story. In the interview, she did also explaining how she is trying to change the narrative of herself in the media, as she said she was exhausted and tired of dealing with being hurt by being labeled as the prison girl, the girl who unalived her mother, which she quickly corrected herself and cut it short. Moving more into the topic of meeting Kim and how the two of them can make some change, as they are two women that people out in the world think they completely know because they are public figures. Gypsy then sidelined over the discussion of her and Ken, providing some details of what came to be and what will be played off on TV screens very soon in the Lifetime show that was filmed during her marriage to Ryan. I personally think she moved way too fast into marriage with Ryan, as they only had a relationship as she was behind bars. Yes, you can have a bond and build a friendship, and a full relationship with that restraint is very troublesome, as you are still going into living with someone under the same roof with a person who still in some ways can be a stranger and don't know what to expect in the new atmosphere that you are now in. Gypsy also has a lot of growth to do, as she has been, like we said, behind bars during some of her most important years, where it can make or break a person's true colors and personality. Trying to explain this the best I can, I'm just simply saying she didn't get to experience many things in life that she should have. I mean, the most normal things that many take for granted. Now discussing whether she was loyal to Ryan or not and how it led to divorce. We don't know fully what really happened. We are only hearing his side and then her side of it. What lies in the middle is usually the truth of the story. We might see some droplets of truth in the Lifetime series, where many have seen the trailer where Ryan is upset in the car and says to Gypsy, "Why don't you just call Ken? I'm sure you're already talking to him." And the camera pans to Gypsy in the passenger seat crying. Ryan and Gypsy's relationship was mostly while she was behind bars and lasted for about 3 years. And then to get released and move in full time with a man you were never able to spend like a full day with must have not only been awkward at times, but if we are really being honest here, it could have also been a little scary. You don't know someone till you really know someone, you know? She sadly never has, and unfortunately never will, have a typical normal life, or at least what most think of normalcy. Her every move and action will be plucked and ripped apart, word for word, photo by photo, for media, pot stirring. And she will have to learn to adjust and grow from that. Over time, if handled properly and in a healthy way, it will only make her stronger and more confident than what we have been seeing play out in front of us lately. People tend to forget she's still very young and has not really driven the same roads over and over as we have. She just recently learned to swim and documented her first time at the beach and near the ocean. I still think there is much more about Gypsy and her story that we don't know. And it is my opinion that I think she still suffers from some internal issues because of what her mother had put her through as a young child. And then after what she experienced due to the unaliving of her mother, Dee Dee, and that relationship she had with Nicholas, who is still behind bars. In my honest thoughts, Nicholas deserves another trial where he is provided with a better and more educated and equipped team regarding his mental health and his skill level. He still did the crime, don't get me wrong, but he still stands strong on the fact that he was under the impression he would be saving her life, getting rid of the woman who was allegedly harming and torturing Gypsy. As Gypsy herself many of times said, she felt there was no way out and she couldn't escape it at all. I mean, is it really that far-fetched that it is possible Gypsy was able to mold and sculpt Nicholas to be, think, and believe whatever she wanted? You tell me. If you'd like to check out my past videos regarding him and Gypsy, including the footage from the police interview, I will put it down in the description area below. And I will add my thoughts and opinion that he should have a new trial is solely because I don't think the original trial was handled well, but also hopefully to be able to provide him better mental help and a better foundation of education. As a human, he at least deserves that, as he is to spend the rest of his life behind bars. It's not okay just to leave him there to rot, when he too could have and still can work on himself. Does that make sense? I hope so. Now, Gypsy has been dealing with a lawsuit, but as the other day, it has been said to be dismissed. And according to the defendant, Fancy Maselli of the Goodwise Network, her falling out with Gypsy and her family has now made the family upset, and how Fancy has made content that views the family in a more negative light. She claimed on a live stream that the judge in Mississippi was nothing but angry that the Blanchards brought this case to their state, as it didn't really make sense, as neither of the parties actually live there. So they did not win in what they wanted, such as the RO, a handful of complaints pointing towards Fancy spilling the beans on Gypsy's health and birth records, and what her and her family have been trying to achieve for her image. Being open to her feelings about seeing her life play out in the act, Gypsy had said it can become triggering. So she only watched the first episode, but she had put the idea out there that she would really love to meet Joey King, who played her in the series.
Is there one celebrity you'd love to meet?
Actually, I would love to get the chance to meet Joey King, who played me in the act. I've kind of put those vibes out there. I know that she said that she would be open to a meeting with me. And I think ultimately it would be just kind of nice to sit down with someone who played me in this iconic show.
I don't know if that's such a good idea. I don't know. If I was Joey King, to be honest, I'd be a little scared to meet her. She also added the truth behind the matching tattoos with her current man, Ken. Gypsy began explaining that during their time dating and being pen pals when she was in prison, they always dreamed and talked about owning and sharing a husky together.
My marriage ended and we found ourselves reconnecting again on a deeper level. And this time I'm able to be in the real world and be able to kind of explore what the could have been would have been like.
And would you want to get married again? Do you see that in the future for you and Ken possibly?
I'm not going to say no, but that's not exactly in the cards like right now. We're taking our time. We're enjoying our time together, feeling it out. Marriage potentially in the future, just kind of taking it slow right now.
Okay. Okay. And we also saw that you had gotten tattoos with Ken.
Can you tell us a little bit about the story behind that and any plans for more tattoos in the future?
Okay, so our matching tattoos are of huskies. So back whenever Ken and I were dating back in 2017 and 2018 and 2019, we were talking about how huskies are our favorite breed of dog. And I've loved huskies ever since, like, I grew up on Balto, the movie Balto. And so it was always like a dream of ours to own a husky together. And so getting a husky tattoo just meant that, like, we would always, no matter what, stay connected.
And do you have plans to get a husky one day? I know getting a dog is a big commitment, so it's like
It is.
a
It
husky
is.
is a they're high energy dog, but is that
Yeah.
like a plan that you have for the future, maybe?
Yeah, long term, we do want to get a husky. Like, if our relationship still is good, we'll get a husky, name him Balto.
Oh my God, that is so cute.
When asked, is that still in the stars for them, she laughed when agreeing it is a huge responsibility. And as time goes on, if things continue to be good and well, they plan to do so. Which made me think about how Ryan gifted her that puppy. I think it was named Pixie or Trixie. And she up and left it with Ryan with no real care or concern whatsoever. Maybe she didn't have much of a connection with the animal, but still, it kind of bothered me. Girl, don't take on another animal in your life if you won't think of it as your own. Need to interview Gypsy. I would love to ask if she has spoken with her past friend prior to her arrest, Leah. I'm not sure if I'm saying this right. Woodmansey. She was a neighborhood friend that Gypsy's mother actually did not like and was not trusted around her daughter, as her friendship with Leah would expand Gypsy's wonder and curiosity of the outside world. And as Leah put it, wanting to explore and be a normal teenager. While I was away at my mother's, I was able to hop on her Hulu and watch a couple of episodes of The Act. And it was actually really good. It was well done.
Mm-hmm. Have you gotten, I think you've said in the past that you hadn't watched The Act, but have you since had a chance to see Joey playing you?
I did watch about like the first episode of The Act. Unfortunately for me, like watching things about my own life, it's triggering. So I try not to over watch and overstimulate myself.
Like, I don't know if she ever got nominated or an award for it, but she deserves it. She pulled that role off so good. I wish I was able to finish it. I don't have Hulu at home. I used to, but man, these streaming fees and prices are getting a little out of hand. So, have you guys watched The Act? If so, tell me in the comments down below. And also, while you're there, just tell me what you think about this whole thing with Gypsy and her still going strong with the Lifetime series, which also I wish I could watch it. I don't think I have Lifetime. Even though I have like 3 streaming services, I'll have to double check.
I have said I don't think that you are enough. I might want more. I might want freedom to date around. I would tell him things that I knew would hurt him because I was trying to push him away. I don't think that he has respect for my marriage. I feel like, if he's sniffing around to try and like break me and Ryan up or see if I will leave Ryan to get back with him, this is how I feel about it. If you're not going to be there at my worst, you do not deserve me at my best.
Excuse me, Your Honor. Just a quick message. If you love this channel and want to see it expand more and you are able and willing, please feel free to make a donation towards more content, studio supplies, and even gas and fuel costs for road trips and planned adventures that I would love to show you and bring you along for the ride. I know money is tight and difficult for many. Oh, trust me, I get it. So please don't feel that you must if you can't. A simple thumbs up and or comment on this video helps a lot in itself and is always much appreciated. Thank you for your continued support, and back to the video.
Quite honestly, I'm starting to feel like they want a perfect victim, and there is no such thing as a perfect victim. In their mind, the perfect victim would have died. And so now that I survived and the perpetrator of the abuse is the one that died, then I'm getting the hate.
The sick little girl in the wheelchair wasn't actually sick. Instead, she was a victim of Munchausen syndrome by proxy, a psychological disorder where a parent seeks attention through their child's made-up illnesses. Gypsy's mother shaved her head and forced her to have unnecessary surgeries, like putting in a feeding tube and having her teeth removed.
I'm not afraid of Ryan. I think that there is some things that happened that I think we both wish wouldn't have. But I mean, that's a relationship. It goes through its ups and downs, and it's really difficult sometimes.
Gypsy's estranged husband Ryan telling ABC through his attorney that he was blindsided because he felt things were going well, and all of a sudden she's gone. Also adding, I understand that she was conflicted and that she loved someone else too.
Well, don't call Ken. You probably already talked.
I honestly had issues long before Ken was even discussed about.
But you're with Ken now because you posted the love of a lifetime referring to Ken. What makes him the love of a lifetime?
You just know. Honestly, you just know when someone's in your heart and you can't ever let them go. And it's just different. You know when you're in love.
Now their romance is part of Gypsy's latest Lifetime documentary project.
But do you agree with me that she moved a little too fast and jumped way too hard into the deep end of outside world life? Well, I'm going to be keeping an eye on her as much as I can. And I will see you guys in a new video real soon. I'm Leenda, and that's for the record, Your Honor.